Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jarrell Solis coming back to you from Confidence Pest Control. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you so much for hitting that play button. As you all know, I love making these videos. It really does motivate me. I do, and I try to make them consistently. But whenever I get the engagement, the likes, the comments, the shares, the new subscribers, that honestly that motivates me to continue to do so. So for everybody who's engaging and commenting and doing all those things, from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely say thank you so much. It really does mean the world to me. Um, with that being said, I'm going to jump into today's video. As you can see, the setting's a little bit different. I'm inside the garage versus the front porch. You're going to hear some kids in the background. We're home on Thanksgiving break. They're outside enjoying some really pretty weather and playing basketball and football and outside in the front. So I'm in the garage just taking advantage of the time that I have. And again, wanted to make this video for you guys. But today I want to talk about working on the business versus working in the business. And that you may have heard that phrase before. It might be your first time to hear that phrase, but I'm going to break that down a little bit more. So again, I know my audience, and I know that the CEO of Orkin or Terminex, I know they're not watching these videos, but it's you guys, the ones who are getting ready to start the business, the ones who have just recently started your business, or you've maybe been in business for a few years or something like that, but you're still very kind of one-man show, maybe a hire or something like that. Again, I'm assuming, and I know what happens when you assume, but I think it's a safe assumption to make that those of you that are watching are pretty, and that you're in the beginning stages of your pest control journey. And so I want to talk about that a little bit. And that's because I just had this conversation with a good friend of mine. His name is Jason, and he made his first hire, and he was kind of wondering what to do. And y'all know me, y'all know my videos are long, and I apologize, but I'm going to break that down a little bit more. So when we start our business as an entrepreneur, we are the founder. I mean, we start this thing. It starts off as a tiny little inkling of a seed in our mind, and then it just grows and grows. And then fast forward a little bit down the road, and now that little idea that you had is actually coming to fruition. You're out here making a living. You have your own job. You have your own business. I mean, and it's you and your career. You're the one doing everything, but you've turned that seed into something. And even now, even me, like I take a step back and say, hey, listen, I'm not where I want to be, but even now, I've created something special. It started with a little bitty, tiny seed of an idea to start up my own business. 18 months, 19 months down the road, I have my own business. I have recurring customers. Again, it's not a big business by any means, but it's slowly getting there. I started with 0 customers. I'm almost to 200. So it takes time, and through that time, you're literally doing everything as the owner. Maybe you have a partner, maybe you have your spouse, all that stuff. But in the beginning, it's really you, or even if it's you and your partner, but y'all are doing everything. You're the entrepreneur. You come up with the idea. You come up with the colors. You come up with literally everything that you have to do for your business. And it's awesome. I mean, it's your baby. You're letting it grow, or you're nurturing this thing. You want it to grow, and then something happens. You start well in the beginning. Let me again forgive my linguistics. But in the beginning, we do everything that we need to do. Everything. You're doing all the scheduling. You're doing, like I said, all the ideas. That's all you. And once the services begin and you have the customers, yeah, you are answering the phone. Well, you're creating the Facebook, ad. You're creating the Google stuff. You're doing all that, and then so you've done all that. You've done all the marketing as well, and then you get a customer to call you. So now you've got the phone to ring. Now you got to answer the phone. Not only do you got to answer the phone, you got to sell that customer, explain to them what you do. What you're gonna. You got to figure all that process out, and so then you're the salesman and the receptionist, or the your CR or your customer service. and then you're the salesman, and then okay, now you're scheduling the appointment, you're doing all the admin, and then now you're the technician, you go out there and do the technician work, and then you're also the quality assurance, making sure that you did a good job and the customer's happy. Then you're doing billing and receiving, you're doing all of it, dude, and it can get exhausting in the beginning. I'll be honest, it's not too bad. It feels like there's a lot, but it's just little things at a time, one step at a time. And it's not a whole lot at the beginning, but then those you start getting new customers, more and more and more and more customers, and you're going to get to a point eventually where you don't have to go out and look for new customers all the time, but with your current customer list, that you're staying busy enough with that, and that's a good thing to do. That's a good thing. It's good because you're busy. In the beginning, you're like, man, I wish I had more stuff to do during the day. And you get to the stuff where you had more stuff to do. And you're like, man, I wish I missed the days when I only had one or two stops today. Now I'm doing, 10 to 12 on average of, per day. Not every day again, but it's slowly, the progression of time and everything. That's how it happens. You go from doing everything, and as you grow and you begin to bring people on board, and I firmly believe your first hire should be a technician. I know people are going to say, hey, maybe get a customer service representative so that they can answer the phone and you can go out and do all those things. And so again, this is me thinking that you want to grow and get out of the truck. You may be completely happy with having 300 customers, making 200 $200,000 a year, maybe you 500 customers or something like that. You're making some good money, and you don't have the headache of employees. All the money you're making goes straight to, you don't have a low overhead. I mean, all that. So you can easily be a one-man show, have a really good life, make a really good living, and not have to worry about the headache of employees and all that comes with that, with other responsibilities. And if that's what you want to do, by all means, pay the truck off, buy the product as you need it, and just go live you a really wonderful life. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But on the flip side, if you want to grow and turn this into something that you can maybe sell or pass down, whatever the case may be, you're going to want to get out of that truck, and you're going to need to get out of that truck. And so your first hire should be a technician. And so what that does now is going to free you up. You're going to train that technician, train them really well. And then it's going to get scary, because then you're going to say, all right, I've made a hire, but I really don't know what to do with them, because I don't want to give him him or her all of my customers that I've worked so hard, that I've nurtured. These are my customers. I don't want him to ruin any relationships, and that's understandable. You have it's going to happen. You're going to lose customers. There's going to be different things. Not everybody is you. And let me tell you right now, there isn't going to be any person in this world who cares about the business as much as you do. It's just plain and simple. They don't have, they don't have a whole lot of eggs in this basket with you. Yeah, they got a job, but this is your baby. This is something that you've really brought to fruition. So, you're like, hey, maybe I'll just give you the reservices so that I can make sure that my customers are taken care of. And that's the mindset of a lot of owners that turn, or technicians that turn owners. You want to really nurture those customers. And again, you have to understand that if that's what you want, you maybe the solo one man show is the right thing for you. If you really, the idea of giving those customers, letting somebody else do them, if you can't do it, hey, maybe that one man show, like I said, that solo owner operator, maybe that might be for you. But know that if you want to grow, you're going to have to get out of those day-to-day things, and you start doing, in the beginning, like I said, and I said that a million times, in the beginning, you do everything that you have to do. As time goes on, you get to step out, you get to take a step back and take off those hats, and you get to start doing the things, that you're good at. So say, you're really good at sales. You might not like the sales part, but you are really, really good at that. So it doesn't, it makes no sense for you as a salesman to be doing the service when you have a technician who doesn't want to sell, he's like, hey, listen, I'll go do all these services all day long. I just don't feel comfortable servicing or selling. I'm sorry. And so it's okay. And then here you are, the owner, who's pretty good at selling, but you're doing the technician work. So, swap that, flip that. When you hire that technician, you have to start relinquishing some of that duty. You have to let go. You have to learn to delegate. And you have to understand that if the person that you hire, they're not going to be 100% I mean, they're not going to be doing it exactly like you, or maybe as good as you, or they might even be better than you. You never know. But if they're at about 80% of what you can do, if they know how to run a route, you've trained them well, thoroughly, they're licensed, you've done all the correct things, send them on their way, let them go run the route, let them take care of their customers and give them that responsibility. And what that does is you as the owner, instead of having, you know, 12, 14 stops and where you're just working in the business, you're not able to get new accounts because you're doing all those stops. You can't sell because you're servicing. Well, now imagine if all you did was maybe specifically just your reservices, maybe two or three, maybe one or two a day. Hopefully it's not too many, but maybe one a day, and then selling. Now imagine how fast your company is going to grow by doing that. So that's what we say, and that's what entrepreneurs and people say. Not when I say we, I don't mean like I'm part of that. But they say, entrepreneurship, it's, you want to work on the business versus working in the business. Because working in the business, you'll grow very, very minimally, but you might take one step forward and two steps back. I mean, it's just not gonna you're just not going to get to where you want unless that is what you want. But whenever you're able to step back and to get out of one of those roles, and then you can work on the business, now you can have all those customers. Now say you have a full route, say you have maybe 500 customers or something. You've worked on them. Now those 500 customers, if you have a great referral program and you're doing a great job, now that's 500 salesmen you've got. They're going to refer people whenever asked. They're going to refer you. So you've got that. You can grow more business with those 500 people. You can get the referrals, reviews, all that stuff. There's a really, really good, opportunity to make, some really big money and some sales with your current customers, whether that's upselling, selling different services, or just, using them as referrals. But also with your technician doing all that, now you can go knock on doors if that's what your specialty is. And my buddy, that's what he does. He's a great door knocker. I mean, he's a salesman through and through, and he's put on 400 or 500 accounts from selling. But I told him, hey dude, that's where you're at. Servicing, he told me he had a lot of research. I said, dude, let him do the services. You let your technician, you hired him, now pay him. He's going to go run that route. He's going to make you some money, dude. At first, you're going to lose a little bit of money at first. You feel like it, but it's going to pay off, because while he's out there servicing those customers, building relationships with those customers, earning their trust, and those customers, they're trusting you even more, especially if that technician is if he shows up, and you've trained your technician to look nice and presentable and professional, and he shows up and he does what you were doing. Maybe he adds something to it. Maybe he adds a little bit of razzle dazzle. Who knows? But your customers are going to say, "Oh yeah, he might not be doing my my pest anymore, but his technician is, I don't know, maybe even better, or just as good, or maybe he works just as well." But they're going to be impressed with the company, because now they know that it doesn't only have to be you. It's like, oh, I want Confidence Pest Control as long as Jarrell is the technician. If somebody else comes to my pest, my customers' homes, and they don't want the service, my company really isn't worth all that much as well. Because they're only paying for me versus my company and the services. Do you understand? So by doing that, it really sets you up. It sets you up for success, and it leaves a good taste in your customers' mouths, because they're like, hey, like, all right, well, we know that we're going to get that great service no matter who comes, as long as it's this specific company that comes out. They're going to show up professional, clean cut. They're going to show up on time. They're going to show up with a clean truck. They're going to do everything that we expect them to do, and probably a little bit more. And now those customers are going to even refer more people. So all that you've earned all that trust with those customers. Now all that, so you're getting more customers from that. All that is going on right over here, and you haven't even knocked on a single door yet. Now you have Monday through Friday to spend, you know, 8 or 9 hours a day just selling. Imagine how fast your company could grow if you spent 5 days a week just getting new customers versus servicing the same customers over and over again. And that's what it is. That's what it means to work on your business versus working in your business. And so fast forward a little bit, say, hey, you are good at sales. That's, that's what you're good at, but you've grown, you've been doing pretty good. Now you have two routes, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to start working on looking for that new salesman. I've got two routes. My trucks are making me money, and I'm not out there doing the services. I'm just getting more and more customers. Let me get somebody to replace me so that they can do the sales and I can do something else. Maybe you really, like me personally, I enjoy the content. I enjoy the marketing and advertising. That's what I want to do. I look forward to the day when I can pass everything else off and I can focus a little bit more on that. And that's what's going to happen. You work hard, you find you a good sales representative, and now you train them. They get out there. Now you've got 2 or 3 guys out there servicing homes, your customers, taking really good care of them, getting more referrals, getting more reviews, all that good stuff. And now you've got another salesman out there continuously getting more customers, maybe even better than you. Hopefully you want to hire people that are better than you. And let me stop real quick, because everybody thinks we can do, that we're the best, and we have this ego that we're the best at what we do. You got to get that shit out. You got to throw that shit out the window, dude. Leave that shit at the door. It's not for entrepreneurs, man. You want to find people that are better than you in every aspect. If I walk into a room and I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm getting the fuck out of there. I don't need. I want to be the dumbest person in the room, because that's going to help me level up. I'm going to learn a lot more from people who are smarter than me, and versus me, teaching everybody, or me being the smartest in the room. And so, get a salesman. Yeah, maybe you're a good technician. You want to have 100 technicians that are better than you. I mean, I'm a pretty good technician. I'm good at what I do, but I'm not the best. Well, I mean, I am the best at what I do, but I'm trying to find somebody even better than me so that they can do what I'm doing and I can do something else. And leave, like I said, leave your ego at the door with entrepreneurship. Find somebody better. You're going to think, oh, I'm not going to hire anybody, because if I hire somebody, they do it, they fuck it up, and I just got to go back and do it myself, and do it the right way. So that's why I do it myself. Nah, dude, that's a terrible mindset. You want to be able to let them do it, let them make mistakes so that they can grow. Because as your business grows, you're going to start realizing that the things that you want, they're going to change from material things. So you're going to find you know uh you're going to find rewards in relationships, people. You can make a lot of money, do all those things, but you're going to quickly realize, and the further along you go, that people are everything. And that for me, like, I don't want to hire people so that they can come make me money and that I can live the life that I want to live. I mean, don't get me wrong, part of that is, but I want to hire them to lift them up. I mean, just imagine what they can do, and bring out the best in them. And so get people that are better than you at every facet of the game. Your goal, or your job as the owner, especially as you continue to go further along in your entrepreneurship and into your business, is to set the vision and set the culture. You want to have a really, really good culture, because that's one thing. Every single one of you have been in a bad culture, I'm pretty sure, and you want to have a really good, positive environment for your company. Have a good vision. Set that vision to let your company know where you want to go. So, lead them, and then yeah, and build that culture. For me, I want a culture of helping everybody that you possibly can. My technicians, the one thing that I'm going to be looking for when it comes to hiring technicians is, are you a helpful person? Are you willing to go out of your way to help others? That's what, that's what I care about. Like, for me, the desire to learn and the desire to help others are two of the most important things in my life, and that's what I want other people to fit that culture. And when you find people that fit your culture, they're gonna get on board and they're gonna be like, dude, you know, John Smith with my new boss, John, dude, you know, he takes care of me. He's built a really good culture. They're gonna want to be with that, because that, a lot of that is their beliefs. They love the culture, they love the vision, they believe. And what happens is you get more people like that, because they're going to hang out with other people like themselves. And as you grow and you want other technicians, they they can bring on good people. Having good, it's all about getting good people on your bus, right? And so, you know, that all ties into it, and it all goes back to it. Working on the business, getting the right people on the bus, working on the business. You know, right now, you want to drive the bus, and that's all you want to do is just drive the bus. But right now, you're driving, open the doors, checking you're doing all that stuff. Get people on the bus to do all those other things for you. Get hire technicians to go do the servicing work. Get salesmen to go do the selling. Get office management to do the office management. Like it, and it's not that easy, obviously, but it is that it's simple, but it's not easy. And but start planning that, and know that you have to know that as the time comes, whenever I do get that first technician, I know that I'm going to need to let go of some responsibility. You have to let yourself, and get it through your head. Start working on it now. Start giving, start delegating other things in your life so that you can get used to that. And that's what you want to be able to do in your business as the owner. You want to be able to replace yourself over and over and over. You're the technician, replace yourself. Now you got a technician. You're a salesman, replace yourself. Now you got a technician. And all the way up to the top. Maybe you have a lifestyle business, and you have a good business making you, $1 million a year. You're very, very happy with it. All you do is, maybe you have a GM who's running that one office, something like that. And hey, you just call him every Monday to go over the report, make sure everything's running. All right, good, cool. Bye. I'll see you. I'll talk to you next Monday. Or you might be the guy who comes in every day, and you have passion for the industry, for your business. You can lead them, do different ways. But you you even with that, as you grow, you got to let people just, you have to release it, man. It's crazy. But you have to replace yourself and delegate all these other things to others, because that's the way that your business grows and you grow. You're able to, find fulfillment in managing others, and watching them grow, and watching, seeing what they can do, because man, dude, it's awesome, man. I was in the Marines, and if you've ever read Simon Sinek's book "Leaders Eat Last," that's a great book to read, especially for entrepreneurs. You're going to be you are the vision. You're the pilot of that of of your company's plane, and so start doing things. Maybe right now you're in the technician role, you're just starting, but know that as the business grows, you're going to develop, you're going to grow into these roles. So start preparing now, start reading now, start learning now. The Marine Corps is all about leadership. They teach leadership from the beginning. And so all my life, I've kind of been working towards the leadership role. I've always considered myself a leader. Whether people others do or not is on them. But I try to. I'm willing to take charge and lead, and be a good leader. And part of being a good leader is helping people grow. Not saying, hey, go do this, do it this way, and then bring it to me and I'll check it. And if it's wrong, I'll do it again. No, no, no. Just completely being a true leader means, hey, do what's best for Confidence Pest Control. If you fail or if you succeed, it's on you. It sucks, dude. Hopefully, I hope you don't fail, because it sucks for me too. I'm going to take a hit, but that's true responsibility, and that's true delegation. Just letting it go to the others, and you just got to let the chips, you just let them fall where they fall. Hopefully, hopefully you're doing all the right things and getting them good education and getting them good training, and so that you can really develop really, really great leaders, because that's going to be the biggest thing as you grow, is leadership. And as you, the business owner, and CEO, leadership, you need to start working on it. You need to start reading. Read Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willing and uh, Leaf Babbitt, I think it was. Um, I think that's what his name was. It's a great book. But real quick, I will go through and show you guys, or give a bunch of great book recommendations that I recommend when it comes to this kind of specific topic, working on the business and leadership. Because that's about it. I know I can be long-winded, but I get really passionate about this stuff, man. And I love it. I love being able to talk pest control and things like that with you guys, because my wife's tired of it. My friends, they can't relate. So this is my chance to, other than whenever I talk to other owners, this is my chance to talk about the business and give my 2 cents and everything like that. So again, I do get long-winded, but it's just because I love the industry and what we're doing. Um, but real quick, some books that I recommend that you read, read or listen to. And like I said, Audible, get Audible, go to the Audible Plus catalog. It's, you get your one, and this is, I don't get any fucking, I wish I got something from Audible. But do Audible, like I said, you get 1 credit a month. Listen to find a good book. Don't waste it. On a $5 book. Find a really good book and use that credit. And then in the search bar, go to Audible Plus catalog, and you can narrow it down into you know categories, and niche it down through all that, and you'll be good to go. Uh, let's see. The Entrepreneurship, or The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy. Really good book. It's just really, really good book. You just go, you know, it prepares you kind of for what to expect, the ups and the downs of, everything that's going. Um, I read Scaling Up by Vern Harnish is really good. Fill Your Funnel by Dan Portick. Cultural Wins by, who is this one? Um, William Vanderbloemen. I don't know. A good book that I recommend for you guys is Rocket Fuel. That's the one that talks about getting those people. That one's all about getting the right people. That's a really, really good book. It's by Gino Wickman. I think he started some type of leadership classes things. I forget what it is, but it's really good. I know it. I just can't think of it off the top of my mind right now. The E Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, that's 100%. Don't if you don't do anything else, read that book 2 or 3 times a year. That one's gonna make a big, big deal. Um, Leaders Eat Last by Simon Sinek. Patrick Bet David, Your Next 5 Moves is a good one. Here's a good guy. I like to listen to him. He's kind of funny. He's a little dorky, but his books are really good, really, really good. And that one is called, well, the author is called Mike Michalowicz, Motorbike Mike. You'll you look at him up, and I think that's his thing is Motorbike Mike, but his name is Mike Michalowicz. Really, really smart guy. He wrote Profit First, which is a really good book. All you entrepreneurs, again, E-Myth, I 100% recommend putting profit first. Is going to help you set up a plan for your financials, and I can go over that here in another video. Read Clockwork is a good one. The Toilet Paper Entrepreneur. He has a bunch of really good ones. I'm trying to look through. The Pumpkin Plan. Oh, and then another one real quick is Start with Why. Absolutely the golden circle. Simon Sinek, he wrote Leaders Eat Last. These are just some recommendations of books that I've read that just absolutely changed the game, not only for me, but for entrepreneurs all over the world. So if that can do that for all of them, including myself, it can do the same for you. So I definitely recommend some of those books. If you need to, I can go ahead and put some of these titles and I can start putting more stuff like that into the comment section. But those are just a few books that I definitely recommend. I just hit that 30-minute mark, you guys. I'm so sorry for taking half an hour of your time. You won't get it back, but hopefully you can find something of value to take from this so that you can move forward and have some little golden nugget of wisdom. But until next time, you guys, keep building those businesses, keep grinding, man. Just keep at it. And as always, stay confident, you guys. Take care.